The 7 danger signs you're going in the wrong direction. I love this one. I hope you read the copy that's above. Paralyzed or fear. Does fear ever stop you? I love this one because it's something which is very close to me. Something that I've learned to overcome over the years. But let's have a little recap. So, number 1 was too fat. Are you putting too much weight on? Now let's not fluff it up, because you know whether you're being disciplined, that self-discipline that it requires to control your weight. Now I talked about intermittent fasting, if you remember. Now number 2, Mr. Angry, or indeed Mrs. Angry. You know who you are. Have you done anything about that? Have you considered it? Now I talked about meditation. That's something that I engage with. Calm yourself down. Number 3 was about being breathless, about being fit. Now you don't have to go to the gym every day, but just get yourself moving consistently over time, because they're deadly. If we allow these signs that we're going in the wrong direction to continue, they're deadly over time. Number 4, what was number 4? Lost. Are you lost? Are you clear where you're going? Does everyone else know where you're going? Because they check in with yourself and get clarity of your purpose, clarity of your vision. Now number 5 was sleep. Remember that? So important. I can't stress it enough. It's so important. Are you getting enough quality sleep? Then, embarrassed about your past, the mistakes that you've made. It's about just letting go of them and just being okay with the past. Just let it go and create and design the future. Don't let it stop you. These things are just about not getting stopped. And today's about fear, because that's a huge stopper. That's a future killer. So we're future creators, right? And that's what's available. Create the future. Now fear it's brutal. Now I know all about fear because I overcame it when I was a kid. When I was 13 years of age, I was boxing in the national schoolboy finals. It's going to be decided who was the best in the whole country. I was petrified. I couldn't sleep the night before. I couldn't eat anything. I was an absolute wreck. And when it came to my turn to box, I was about to step up into the ring. Now my dad was in my corner. And I looked at him and I said, "Dad, I can't do it, Dad. I can't do it." I was petrified. And he looked at me. He says, "What do you mean you can't do it? You're joking. This is the final." My dad's Irish, by the way. He says, "What do you mean you can't do it?" And I said, Dad, I feel sick, Dad. I feel sick. I feel sick. He goes, "What? Be Jesus, go and be sick then." So he clipped me around the back of the ear. He says, "Go and be sick." So I found somewhere to be sick. I went behind these big drapes. And I was actually physically sick. I wiped the sick from my mouth. I went back to see my dad. I put the gloves on. I stepped up into the ring, a petrified young man, and I stepped out a champion. And that was my first experience of overcoming fear. The impact that had on my life and my future was huge, because I realized that if I could find the courage to step up, put myself at risk, be prepared to fail, I can succeed. We can succeed if you're willing. Now, let's not fluff it up. Sometimes we got to confront ourselves, challenge ourselves, and just take ourselves on and push through it. Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that we're fearful of, they're probably not as bad as what we think they're going to be. That's one way of looking at it. Engage your logical mind so that you can overcome your fears. And you've got to find that inner courage to put yourself out there and confront yourself. But if you do that on a consistent basis, I wonder what your life would look like. Can you imagine? Now, as a professional boxer, it was the same. As a professional speaker, it's the same. I get the same emotions running around my body, fearful, anxious about the future. It's all about the future. We're fearful of that. But now, as a professional speaker, when I go and speak in front of an audience, I know that no one's trying to kill me, at least. So it ain't the same. But I have to engage my logical brain to analyse it and think it through. But it's having the courage. Now, I've conditioned and trained myself, and I'm willing to put myself out there and have a go. And it's the same for you. Just find the heart, go into your heart and what it is that you want to attain for yourself for your life, because it is possible. And just don't get paralyzed by your fear. Don't allow it to get in the way of the future that you want for yourself. Now these are the 7 deadly, they are deadly if you allow them to be. But let's interrupt them and don't allow them to interrupt the future, because your future is your creation. Design it, allow it to be how you want it to be. Go and be your true self. Now, if you want to have a conversation with me so we can just discuss it, what it looks like, let's arrange it. And thank you guys who have messaged me. I've had some amazing conversations with some amazing people, and I wish the best for you all. The best is yet to come. It's exciting, right? Let's get it on.